Good morning, hi, welcome. Ignore the aircon going on in the background because it is like 32-ish degrees or something and I don't like summer. So we're dealing with that in the background today. But hi, hello, welcome to the video. This is my first time videoing like a day in my life in a very, very long time. If you watched my last video, I kind of did an update of everything that's been happening over the last like 6 months. And I've decided I'm getting back into a routine, and I thought I would start with just like a simple day in my life. Basically, my name is Michaela. I'm a PhD student at the University of Tübingen, but I'm originally from New Zealand and I moved to Germany to do my PhD. And life has been crazy. Everything's been up in the air about what's going on, and we've been traveling lots for work, and we're kind of finally settling into being back in Germany and yeah, kind of figuring out our routine. But we are experiencing a heat wave at the moment, and it's between 30 to 35 degrees every single day. So we are kind of homebound. We're gonna potentially try go to the gym tonight when it cools down. But today, like, I'm not going into the office at all. It's too hot for that, and I just can't concentrate when it's that hot. And I do have a conference next week that I'm still trying to prepare everything for, so I kind of need to be as concentrated as possible to get through as much as I can this week before I go to the conference. So yeah, I just thought I'd take you through today and get back into the swing of videoing things again. But I hope you're doing well, and yeah, let's get into the day. I've done a truly spectacular job of filming today. I have not. Today's actually been really messy. I had planned to just spend the day writing a chapter that I'm currently working on, and I haven't even opened it yet. I basically opened my computer this morning and it said that it was out of space, and so I went through and sorted out everything so that there is now space on my computer. And then I had a meeting, which is what I filmed. And then I was doing emails, and I had to fill out some documents for the conference I'm going to next week. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm up to now. So I am going to get some writing done now. I'm going to try my hardest, even though I really hate starting writing this late in the day. But it's just at that point where I have to do it. So I'm going to do that now. Yeah, I don't know, today's been a really weird day. It feels like one of those things where you have to get all the paperwork done, but the paperwork takes a super long time, and so it pretty much becomes a day of paperwork rather than a day of research. But I guess that's just part of academia. And I really shouldn't complain because there's some quite exciting things that are happening that I needed to kind of organize today. We got invited, so basically for this conference next week, I and 2 of my colleagues have planned a full strand, so like 12 papers on Merovingian history, which is super exciting because traditionally at this big week-long conference that we go to, Merovingianists kind of just slot into different sessions. So you might have like a session with one person and another session with one person, and you go to a lot of different strands. But we decided to plan a full day so that everyone that's a Merovingianist that obviously wanted to apply is just in one strand, and we can meet everyone and all listen to each other's research, and it's just like pure Merovingian history, which is super exciting. Anyway, we're thinking it would be really cool to turn that into a special edition, but that obviously means talking to publishers. And we got contacted by a publisher who was going to be at the conference and asked if we wanted to come and have a chat with them about what that might look like, which is super exciting. So we're kind of going back and forth today trying to find a time to meet. And yeah, I don't know, it feels quite exciting to be thinking about the next stages. And I guess this is something that I talked about in my last video, where it doesn't feel like I'm just the student writing the essays, doing the research, but I'm actually stepping into that next phase of an academic career, which is publishing and organizing these collaborative conferences and meetings and all that kind of stuff. And it just feels very like official. Yeah. So I have done that the whole of today, and now I'm going to get into writing, because theoretically I should have a draft of this chapter by the end of the week, because I'm supposed to submit it to one of my supervisors, but we will see what happens. I don't actually know if it's going to get done on time, because there is so much happening this week in preparation for next week, but I'm just going to try my hardest. So yeah. Hi, so kind of funny story. It's the next day. I got really ill to what I ate for dinner, and I think I must have had some sort of allergic reaction or something, but I got really sick. So I did not end up filming the rest of yesterday, and I thought it's now the second half of the next day, and I will just put the first half of yesterday and the second half of today together, and that can be one video, because I didn't work anymore yesterday. I watched some TV for a little bit while I waited for some meds to kick in, and they didn't kick in, so I went to sleep, and I slept for a very long time. And then by the time that I woke up, it was like 9 p.m. or something, and so I did not work. I just kept watching stuff, and I read a bit of my book, and then went back to sleep at like 1 a.m. So yeah, it wasn't the best kind of day. But it's now the next day. I'm still feeling a little bit tender, not feeling too great, but I'm feeling enough to work. And so I've been taking it slow today. We've actually got some people coming over and staying with us tonight, some friends, but they only arrive at 10 p.m. So we spent the morning cleaning up. I have to say I did the like bare minimum, where it was more moving stuff around rather than deep cleaning, because I was still feeling really rough. And then I had to submit my tax in New Zealand, so more paperwork that needed to happen that did not include research. But all of that is now done. Thankfully the tax was super easy, and yeah, so now I'm just gonna work. But I just thought I'd explain the change in attire, and yeah, I'm just gonna start working now. Time later, and I currently have 4,200 words, which feels really good considering that this is all just from like my brain. I've kind of started this new method of writing where instead of making up this gigantic page of notes, which is what I used to do, and get like literally hundreds of pages of notes on different themes, and then I'd write the section on the theme that I needed to based on the notes. I've started writing based on what's in my brain and the thoughts that I've had and everything, and putting footnotes where I know that I need to go find the reference, and then going through each of my sources individually and reading like, oh yeah, this person said this and I had written this section about that there, or like I can pad out this based on this information that I'd actually forgotten, but it relates to this point that I was making. And so I know that this is going to fill out a lot, but I'm feeling really proud of the amount that I've been able to put on paper without actually going through the sources. I always had the criticism in undergrad that I never had my own argument and it was just a list of information. And so this is one of the ways that I've been trying to fight that and have my own argument, and not just be constantly citing other people and relying on other people. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. We've also got some friends staying over tonight, and so I did make up the couch bed for them. I think it's comfortable. Also put some towels out and everything, And then Luke has been watering plants, so they're all looking happy and healthy. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing today. We're also trying to blast the air into the other part of the house because currently there's only aircon in our bedroom and not anywhere else. So yeah, anyway, our friends are coming here at about 9:30 and it's 7:30, so I'm trying to get as much done now as possible so that by the time they come we can just, like, I don't know, make them a cup of tea and spend the evening with them because they're not here for very long. They're only one night here. So we kind of want to make the most of the time that we've got with them. And then, yeah. I am going to finish up this video here. It is now the following day and I'm about to go into the office, so I don't really want to film. But also I just have lots of odd jobs and everything that I need to do today, so it's not going to be that fun. Basically, I am up to 5,070 words, so it's not bad. I feel like it's going well. I've started going into the literature side of things rather than just the writing, which was what I was talking about. And it's like obviously slowed down the writing a lot more because I have to go through and read this stuff. And I've realized something that I actually had wrong, which is awesome. I've kind of taken for granted something because other people had kind of taken it for granted, and so I hadn't really questioned it. But when I was going through it myself, because I didn't want to take everything for granted, I realized that it was wrong, which is really cool because it means that I can now draw from that information and it makes my argument stronger. So yeah, that's really exciting. Today is our last day here in Germany before we head off to that conference in England, and so we're also just going to be packing up today. And I don't know, I kind of packed yesterday, but it's just finishing up the packing. Luke hasn't packed as well, and then I need to redo my nails because they are falling apart. Not my nails, the nail polish on top of the nails. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm going to try edit this relatively quickly so it can go up, and then I'll probably video some of our, like, I don't know, out and about things because we're going to London after my conference, and so I'll video some of that so that, yeah, you can see what we get up to. But it's been great doing this again. I've really enjoyed it, and I am excited to get back into the swing of things. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you with another video very soon.